can honestly say this is the messiest this joint has been, I think, ever. It does look like a bomb has gone off in here. I mean, just the fact that you can't walk on the floor. I mean, it doesn't help that I've got my 10-inch telescope over there on the floor. I've got several components from a 24-inch telescope, this mirror cell and the secondary spider, and I've got a radio telescope sitting in my vise, and it's just a bloody shit tip, it really is. I'm ashamed. It's got like this. I mean, look at the tools on there. I mean, it's just bloody ridiculous. Now, a lot of it is because I was concentrating on trying to repair my lathe, and of course that's come to naught. No excuse really, just a bloody mess. And I've got sort of just messy. It's just awful. Got to clear up all that grinding stuff. I mean, that's not great, is it? It's not great to have the grinding stuff right near the machines anyway. I know everyone tells you not to do that, but when you've got a workshop that's 10 by 12, it's pretty tricky. So it just needs. I just want to empty everything out and put it all back in again, because I'm just sick to bloody death of it. And there's just not this. I don't know. I just don't know where to put everything. But I suppose I've just got to try and find a home for everything, and stop whinging about it, get on with it, and tidy it all up. So, feeling rough as a bear's arse. Is that the saying? Feeling rough. Don't know why. Not had anything to drink. I think I had a dodgy Chinese actually. I had a Chinese meal last night and it hasn't agreed with me. It's probably MSG or something like that, and it's making me feel quite lousy. Compounded by the fact that normally what I would do is just open those doors, get the cars out of the way, and just clear the bloody decks out there. But the rain's threatening. The weather forecast has changed from being a lovely weekend to being dodgy. It's now blowing a bloody hoolie out there, so if I take anything out, it's going to blow away, which is not exactly ideal. And then, secondly, there's a threat of rain. I've just been on Meteo Blue, my favourite weather forecasting website, and they've said there's a 43% chance of rain today. So, which means what that actually equates to is, I take lots of nice shiny tools and documentation and boxes and things like that outside, and then it rains. That's the 43%. Is that bit where I've got all my equipment, all my stuff out on the drive. So I don't think I'll be doing that today, because that would really, really piss me off. What I am going to do is just start putting tools away, because that is no excuse for that. I can just need to put them back where they belong, drawers and walls and such like, and just, otherwise I might have to start hitting things with hammers and things. So hopefully you'll see some improvements as we go along. What I'm thinking of doing is all these bloody. I've always got like loads of hand tools, you know, stuff like that, on this desktop, and I put them over there, and then they pile up. So I'm going to make a drawer. Well, I've got a cunning plan. But for me, this is actually one of these really useful boxes, which I really like, which you can clip together like that, and you can stack them. And I've got a load under there that have all sorts of wire. They're really good for keeping sort of coil up bits of wire and stuff like that in. My idea is that these small tools are actually quite handy sometimes. You want them maybe on the kitchen table or in the car or something to use. So if they're all in here, I'll take the lid off. I'll have to think about what to do with the lid, but I'm going to make a little shelf for it so it slides in here. So it's now just a pull out drawer. And if I make it sort of quite tight fitting there, it should slide quite nicely. It should be able to get out about there quite happily without falling or anything. And then I can just sweep them all into there, shut that, and that's it. I've got to keep the desk clear. So that's what I'm going to do. So it's just, probably just need to do a bit of measuring. measuring, bit of woodwork. Whoops. So let's just perhaps if you've got a bleeding tape measure. That's something I've got to work out where to put the lid. My kingdom for a tape measure. Have to be steel rules. It's the only things I can ever find because they have a home. You see, if everything has a home, you can find it. Right, so if I make that, let's just measure that from the deck. So it must be 3 inches. No reason to tight fit then. So I'm going to have, what I'm going to have is a block of wood of some sort, which looks looking end on, which is going to run. Let's move that slightly. This is the edge of the bench here. Okay, that's the edge of the bench. Oops, it's a bit thicker than that because it's got a spar on it. No, this is not working now. Sharpies can't beat the Sharpie. So there's the bench. So the leg itself looks a bit like that. You can't see this, but it looks a bit like that. So there's a leg, and then there's a piece of sort of 2x2 looking 1.5 by 1.5 or something. So it will actually just need extending slightly. So this bit here is going to run the full length of the drawer, which I suppose this here wants to be 3 inches. That bit there's 3 inches. The length, it doesn't have to be total length actually, so make it a foot and it'll be fine. So that's a foot long by 12 inches. And what else do I need to know? I need to know the width of this. Again, probably like that, so that, because there's sticky out bits on the side, so you can never quite sure what you're going to get. So I'll make it wide enough so it's not going to be a tight fit or anything. So 10 inches is absolutely fine. So the piece of wood, it's the flat piece of wood, which is going to go on the bottom, which I'll try and find a bit of ply or something like that, which is going to go the full length. That's a sort of slightly isometric attempt, but that there, ply, and it wants to be, what did I say, 10 inches wide, so 10 inches along that side, and I just need to extend that. I need to make I need a spacer block, spacer for that side to hold it on that side, which will be whatever the difference is between the two. So let me just get another big drill. And that is 2 inches. So I just need a piece of 1 inch by 10 inches running that way along that spar there. Actually, it doesn't go all the way down. Oh, that doesn't matter. Actually, that would be better. What I should do is do another 3-inch piece. If that doesn't go all the way down, just do a 3-inch piece. It doesn't matter if that bit hovers actually slightly. So up underneath this ply here, I'll just do 2 3-inch pieces. This one can be slightly shorter, say. Let's measure this. That's 4 inches. So this one here wants to be 3 by 8. And that can be any size in the other dimension, doesn't really matter. Right, let me go and see if I can find some bits of wood, some ply and such like, and then we'll have a crack at making it. My drawer works really well. It's got all those sort of tools and you don't know where to put anywhere else. You know, the small stuff. Oh, I need a pair of forceps. I've just cut through my artery. very handy. And the nice thing is that if I take it anywhere, I just put the lid on and take it wherever I need it to go. Otherwise, I just slide it in and then it goes. And I'll show you what it looks like. It's not the neatest job in the world, but it works pretty well. It stays out. You can pull it out enough to get to the things at the back. Put it away. That's it. That's a bit of a gap there, but I could have put a piece in, but I didn't need to because there's a piece behind supported underneath, and pretty cool really, works quite well. So that's just one little bit. I've also put some shelves up, or rather some component drawers, because I'm sick of little bits and pieces hanging around. So I'm just trying to gather them together into groups and put those into drawers with labels on. So that's working out reasonably well. I've still got to find stuff on the floor, so that's the next thing to do. Look, I've got sidetracked already. These Klein strippers came from the Autojumble. I paid £1 for them, which is pretty good because they're really expensive. The only thing is that somebody's showered them up in there. Can you see? Somebody's been cutting nails or something with them, and they're really ropey. So what I'm going to do is split the two sides and just get them on the grinder just on that bit, because they're so bad that they foul when you try and close them. So, and then I'll just tart them up with a stone. See, this is why my workshop is a mess, because I just get sidetracked. If I actually stuck to cleaning it, it might get cleaned up, but I just can't bear to see a good tool like this looking in such a sorry state for itself. When 10 minutes cleaning it up and taking off the rough spots will give many more years of good service. I think that's got it. And it looks like somebody on that one there, someone's cut through a mains cable there, and it's blasted. You can see where all the metals have been leached out. It's sort of got nickely bits in there, which suggests that it's been zapped. Someone's cut through some mains with it. So I've got a little stone here, and I'm just going to stone that face now. Ah, that's better. I've got all the big bumps off. All those big dings are off, so the stone is now running flat, and it's just to say putting an edge back on those. Well, that feels a lot better. That's that one. Let's get this one. Alright, and just stone that down. There's a little high spot there somewhere. But that's much better. There we go. Now they should actually open and close properly. Let's put them back together, and there we go. That's a bit better. I've cleaned them up now. The jaws don't foul anymore. They work really nicely, and they even cut reasonably well. Although there are some quite big nicks in there. But to be honest, that's only really just for rough cutting of wires. But the strippers themselves work fine. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with those. Just found a piece of copper solid stuff, so just to show you, there you go, they cut and they get the right hole, and they strip really nicely. There you go. You have to be a bit careful where you cut with them, because they've got holes in the jaws, but that's okay. Keep getting the wrong hole there. So for quite a big cable, as you can see, they're electricians' ones. They're not going to do little skinny stuff, but for electrical work, that's what you need. Now these are even more interesting. I got these. The same guy had those a pair of pipe pliers. These, which are CK ones, and they're slip joint pump. I think they're called water pump pliers. But these are they've obviously come from somebody's work because they've got some sort of asset tag on them. There you go. And they're actually quite good quality ones, CK ones. So you wanted a quid for those, which is really good. I mean, I hate using these things, but sometimes you do need something to grab hold of a tube or a pipe, and there's no substitute for a plumber's tool like that. And then the one that attracted me the most, and he threw these in because he said, "Oh, I don't even know what those are." Well, these are fantastic. These are a pair of parallel operating pliers, and they've also got cutters on the back there. And so the jaws, as you see when you open them, the jaws remain parallel, which is really cool. Now, I've seen them before. In fact, I think I've seen Mr. Pete demonstrating some, and they're made by a company in. Hang on a minute. Let me just get my magnifier. They are made by a company called W. Schollhorn and Co. New Haven. Now, I've been on the internet. Internet, and it says that that they moved their factory from New Haven to somewhere else in the mid '60s. So the fact that these say New Haven on them means that they were made in the '60s. Yeah, Bernard they're called. Yeah, it says on there, look, Bernard. They're really nice. I really like them, and as I say, I've seen them before, and I thought, oh, they could be really handy. Apparently, parallel acting pliers like this, someone's done a bit of a repair on that one by the looks of it, but parallel acting pliers are really good for jewellery work because they don't because of the way that they hold the part. In fact, for a lot of things, if you think about it, that parallel action is going to give you much better grip because it's not gripping just on one point all the time. It's gripping on as a flat. I mean, they've got knurling on that side, but they've got a wire. That's actually another nice feature, is that they've got a groove running down on the inside of here. I don't know if you can see that, which is for holding round things, thin bits of wire and such like. So there's a bit of a piece of steel there. That is not going anywhere. It's brilliant. So for doing like grinding and such like, where you've got small stock, I mean that in itself is better than any pair of pliers I've ever had before. And this guy threw those in. I paid £2 for the. He wanted £2 for these, and he said, I said, what are these? Knowing full well what they were, and he said, well, I don't know. He said £5 a lot, and I said, well, I'll give you two. He wanted a quid each for these, and then he put those in instead of £5, and I said, oh no, I don't really, you know. And he said, oh, go on, have them. So £2 for that lot. I mean, that's bonkers, isn't it? He said they belonged to his brother who died. I don't know whether that's true, or he's working on the sympathy vote or something, but I mean, these are actually as I found them. I haven't done anything to them, and I don't know that I need to really. They've just got a nice sort of patterner on them. But those are ace, and if I were you, I'd look out for some of these. They say Bernard on the handle. Yeah. Oh, hang on a minute, got a number on there. Number 102. So they obviously have different sizes. Good those.